Hey friends, I am Catherine and today I want to show you the making of some dreadlock and beard wax. This wax is a good general hair wax, and if you have dreadlocks or if you have a beard and you need a little bit of wax just to keep it in line, this will be a really good recipe for that. For this recipe, you're going to want some beeswax. This is beeswax from my hives. If you're not a beekeeper, you can buy beeswax commercially. I just happen to have bees. If you want to have local and organic beeswax, might I recommend raising bees? No, I'm kidding. I would recommend going to your local farmer's market. Chances are there's going to be a beekeeper with a stand there, and chances are they'll be willing to part with a little bit of wax for a little bit of dosh. So you'll want some beeswax. You will want a little bit of coconut oil. I've got this coconut oil. This is just the low temp coconut oil. I believe it is 79 degrees. It's coconut oil. Yeah, 76 degrees. So this is 76 degree coconut oil. And then, well, you want the coconut oil because beeswax is hard stuff on its own. So you need something to soften it up with, and that's what your coconut oil will do. And then you're going to want some essential oils. This is mostly to add pretty scents to it, but different essential oils have different properties as well. So if you are looking to add certain properties like treatments or things, you can look those up and they can be really, really useful for hair. I've got a bunch of different essential oils here, and I think I am going to do peppermint today. It was a toss-up between the peppermint and lavender, but I think I'm going to do peppermint. And then I'm just doing a small batch because this will go a long way. So I'm going to use just a mason jar for this. I'm going to use it to set it up as a double boiler. So I'm going to boil a pot of water and drop the mason jar in until everything is all combined in a nice slurry, and then I'll bring it back to pour it into some soap molds. I have these 3-ounce cavity soap molds here that I really like. We're not going to be using those until right at the end of the process, but I've got them, so I figure I may as well use them. I think they're really pretty. Let's get started. First thing that we want to do is break up our beeswax. We're going to want to take off chunks, and we're going to want our mix to be about 2/3 beeswax. So we're just going to chisel off pieces here, and then drop them into our jar. This will take just a moment. Hopefully not too long though. Let's see if we can't get a bit of a bigger hunk. There we go. That's coming along. That can be in half though, because the smaller pieces you do, the quicker it will melt. The larger pieces you do, the easier it is to break it away from the block. So I'm going to aim to make like 2 or 3 bars of wax. That's going to last a very long time, but I am going to give some of it away. So that's why I'm doing so much. Hopefully it'll all turn out. I'm just using a chisel to break this up. And that, I don't know, maybe a little bit more. If I make extra, then I'll just have extra, but if I don't do enough, then I'll have to make more, which will be frustrating. Oh, okay. I guess I'm doing that much then. There we go. All right. shake it down so that it settles into the jar a little bit, and then set our block of wax aside and clean up the wax, the little bits of wax that are on our surface, and toss those in too. There we go. Okay, now we have a jar of wax. We need to toss in some coconut oil. This should be pretty easy, but I didn't bring a spoon in here with me. I'm not smart enough to bring a spoon. That's all right. We will, as we did with the beeswax, just use our chisel, hopefully. Sort of. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. Just kind of chisel some away from the side there. And then just kind of brush it in. That is not nearly enough. Thought I had more. That's okay. Because the coconut oil is meant to soften the beeswax. It's also just really nice to have. Other things that you could use to soften the beeswax would be like shea nut oil or like grapeseed oil, or like almond oil would be really nice. It's really nice, good for your hair. In fact, I've got a little bit of shea nut oil over here. I'm going to grab some of that and toss it in here too, because why not? You don't need it. It's an option that you can have, and I'm getting tired of trying to mess with the coconut oil too much. Well, maybe a little bit more. Let's see if we can't get out just a little bit more coconut oil. Okay. Alright, tired of fighting it. This is actually a very similar process to making like lip balm, or even a hair balm if you want to make it just a little bit softer. We want it to be hard enough that it'll hold a bar form, but you can definitely do like a lip balm or a hair balm if you make it just a little bit softer. Okay, so set that coconut oil away. Grab a little bit of some shea nut oil, and because this is more of a liquid, we'll just squeeze that right in. There we go. That's probably good. Alright, now for our scents. I'm definitely thinking peppermint oil. I kind of wanted to go with the lavender oil, but peppermint oil is my favorite, and the person I am sharing it with has a beard. So he may not appreciate the lavender oil scent as much as I would. We're just going to load it down with peppermint oil, and that might be good enough. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that's definitely enough. Okay. And then I think I will also put in a little bit of tea tree oil, just because it's really awesome for hair in general. All right, a little bit of tea tree oil. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take this whole thing, drop it in a pot of boiling water, and melt it down really well, and then come back and pour it into these molds. So I will see you all in just a second. Alright friends, I have got my jar of wax and oil and things out of the pot of boiling water, and we've got to work quickly with this because this mix does not stay liquid at room temperature for long. So we are going to take it wrapped in a towel because it is hot, and pour it into our molds, hopefully. Let's see. I like this one way down here first. So let's try out that one first. Okay, something like that. Perfect. And then I like this one. There we go. And this one. This is going to end up being more than 3 bars. That is okay. We will just make as many as it makes and give away the extras. It'll be fine. Let's do that one there. And let's do this one right down here. Ooh, that one ended up being a little bit full. That's okay. And we have enough for one more. I'm feeling this clover one. There we go. All right, now this jar is going to end up with a bunch of hardened wax on the sides and the bottom and a little bit of crud because while I did clean that beeswax, it wasn't entirely cleaned, but it all sank to the bottom, so that's fine. It won't end up in my bars. And I'm going to just let these sit for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll be back to show you how they pop out of the molds. I will see you in a little bit. Bye. Or well, see you in a moment. Okay, here we are. It's been about 15 minutes and these are still warm, but they are solid, so we're ready to pop them out. I can also tell that they're solid because they're starting to pull away from the sides. So I'm just going to gently loosen up all of the sides and then slowly pop it away from the bottom and hope I don't break out the pattern so that I hope I end up with something nice looking. There we go. Well, broke out the pattern a little bit on that one, but that one's pretty fine. And it came away pretty good anyway. That's awfully nice looking. I'm kind of happy with it. All right, let's see what we end up for the other ones. I could wait a little bit longer. They are still a little bit warm, but we're pulling them out. That's the way that it is. There we go. Oh, that one's nice looking. Sweet. Looks a little wet around the edge, actually. There might have been some water in there. That's okay. All right. Pull it to the sides, away from the bottom, press it upward from underneath, and there we go. That one came away pretty clear. Lost a little bit right over here, but other than that, that's pretty good. And then, for the square ones, they're also coming away from the sides nicely. So let's just gently lift it and see what we end up with. That one turned out very clear. I like that one a lot. Awesome. Let's do the rest of them. Just gently and slowly, and ooh, that's interesting and different. That is not how I pictured that ending up. I like it anyway. That's just not how I pictured it. Huh. That's like butterflies and things. You see that? All right, 2 more. Okay. Come on. Oop, there we go. Oh, that one came out perfect. Look at that. That one came out perfect. Okay, last one. Away from the sides. Lift it at the bottom just a little bit. Just from each edge toward the center. Okay, that I think should be good. Out of there. There we go. Look at that. And those you can take and rub directly into your hair. They are soft enough, they will come away with it. and they have enough things that are liquid at room temperature, or at least liquid at body temperature, that they will rub off and roll into your hair just fine. So that is what I did today, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know, because I always do love hearing from you. And I put up new videos every day, so there is always something new to come and see. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and I hope you remember to subscribe. Bye!